Everything that is explained in this video is summarized from CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to support my channel for more XRP updates and some other cryptocurrencies as a whole. Now take a look at this. XRP community eagerly awaits today Ripple SEC case update. Key insights on the latest developments in the XRP Ripple lawsuit. The entire XRP community is waiting for this event today. Here's also what to know about the new development in the Ripple SEC case. The answer from the Securities and Exchange Commission to the settlement, which has a deadline for submission today, and a redacted version by Wednesday, May 8, is being eagerly anticipated by investors in the matter of SEC v. Ripple. This may be the last case that is filed with the court. It is anticipated that the response from the SEC will be provided during today's business day. After the response has been submitted, Judge Analisa Torres will deliberate and decide on the penalty for breaking the laws governing securities in the United States. Ripple was found to have violated Section 5 of the United States Securities Act in July 2023, when Judge Torres determined that the company had failed to register XRP as a security while it was available for sale to institutional investors. Ripple was ordered to pay a stunning $876 million in damages, a preliminary interest amounting to $198 million, and a compensating penalty of up to $876 million by the Securities and Exchange Commission. In the opening document presented to the courts about the legal settlement, the Securities and Exchange Commission has also requested that the court prohibit Ripple from selling XRP institutional investors. Ripple, on the other hand, maintained in its dissenting opinion about this legal approach that a civil penalty should not be more than $10 million. Ripple argued that this should be a Tier 1 case because the Securities and Exchange Commission has never accused Ripple of fraud, deception, or manipulation. Ripple cited the 3 levels of Section 20(d) of the Securities Act as the reason for their position. Regarding the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Ripple submitted a dissenting opinion on April 22. In the opinion, the company demanded a penalty of around $2 billion for the controversy. In addition, the minority opinion commented on the fact that the allegations of reckless disregard for a regulatory environment that were brought against Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse were dropped. It is also up to Judge Analisa Torres to assess whether or not Ripple continues to violate the laws governing securities in the United States after the case was filed in December 2020. Using the argument that Ripple continued to sell XRP to institutional investors, the Securities and Exchange Commission supported its request for a penalty and injunction in the amount of $2 billion. Ripple, on the other hand, maintained that XRP sales were conducted with accredited investors or through URL contracts, which allowed for the avoidance of profit and loss. There is a possibility that investors who had thought that the court ruling would put an end to the SECVs. Ripple Adventure will be quite disappointed. The cryptocurrency industry anticipates that the SEC will file an appeal over the verdict on the programmatic sale of XRP. In the verdict that was handed down in July 2023, Judge Analisa Torres concluded that the third requirement of the Howey test was not satisfied by the anticipated sales of XRP. If the CSE want to appeal the judgments of the court, it must wait until the conclusion of the lawsuit it has filed against Ripple. In August of 2023, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, filed a provisional appeal, which revealed its intention. This request was denied by the court in October 2023, which compelled the Securities and Exchange Commission to wait until the court decided on the sanctions for Ripple's violation of US securities laws. In the ongoing legal dispute between Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Seth, the cryptocurrency community is eagerly anticipating a new development that might have a significant impact on the case. A modified version of the settlement is expected to be released by Wednesday, May 8th, and investors are eagerly awaiting the SEC's reaction to the deal, which is expected to be released today. This could be the last court filing in the matter between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple, and the SEC's answer is anticipated to arrive within the next day. Investors are waiting for a significant development in the litigation between the SEC and Ripple, which has the potential to be a turning point for XRP and the cryptocurrency community as a whole. Ripple's response to the SEC's settlement discussion. After receiving the response, Judge Analisa Torres will examine it and decide the punishment for breaking the laws governing securities in the United States. Ripple was found to have violated Section 5 of the United States Securities Act in July 2023 when Judge Torres determined that the company had failed to register XRP as a security when it was being sold to institutional investors. Request for damages made by the SEC Ripple was ordered to pay a stunning amount of compensation totaling $876 million, a precautionary interest amounting to $198 million, and a penalty amounting to $876 million. This request was included in the opening document addressing the legal resolution. It is important to note that the SEC also requested that the court issue a prohibition against Ripple selling XRP to institutional investors. Counter-argument to Ripple's argument. Ripple, on the other hand, stated in its opposition brief about this legal resolution that a legal penalty should not be more than $10,100,000. According to Ripple, this should be a first-tier case because the Securities and Exchange Commission has never accused Ripple of fraud, deception, or manipulation. Ripple made this statement by citing the 3 tiers of Section 20 of the Securities amidst the intensifying legal conflict between Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. The cryptocurrency community is eagerly awaiting the SEC's reply brief, which is scheduled to be delivered today, May 6, 2024. This filing is anticipated to be significant at the part of the lawsuit that deals with remedies. It was on April 22 that Ripple submitted its opposing brief in response to the request made by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to pursue a fine of around $2 billion in the ongoing dispute. The court should deny the SEC's request for an injunction, for disgorgement, and for prejudgment interest, and should impose a civil penalty of no more than $10 million. Ripple claimed in its statement with the court, the Securities and Exchange Commission of SEC requested that the court compel Ripple to pay a total of $1 billion, which would include the disgorgement of $876 million, prejudgment interest of $198 million, and a civil penalty of $876 million. As the Securities and Exchange Commission drafts its reply brief, legal analysts are keeping a careful eye on the approach that it is taking. The CC's answer will most likely concentrate on bolstering its claims for the remedies that it is seeking. According to Bill Morgan, a lawyer and XRP enthusiast, the decision about the SEC's request for an injunction looks to be more relevant than the amount that Ripple is required to pay. This is even though the amount that she is compelled to pay is significant. When it comes to Ripple's position that the permanent injunction should not be granted, or if it is granted, should be curtailed, I am very looking forward to reading what the SEC has to say about it in its reply brief. Warning: the information that has been provided is not intended to be trading advice. There is no responsibility for any investments that are made based on the information that is provided on this page. Before making any decision about investments, we strongly advise conducting independent research and consulting with a knowledgeable professional